Hi, ladies. My name is Dee Dee. I'm the Young Lives Coordinator for Prince George's County, Maryland. And what I want is I want everybody to do something for me. I want you to get a piece of paper and something to write with. Because I have a question for you. And I'm going to ask you a question and then I'm going to give you my answer. But first, I want you to write the question. And the question is college for me? And I want you to write that down. And then what I want you to do is I want you to, on one side of the paper, write down why you think it's not for you. And then on the other side, why you think it is for you or why you wish it was for you. But I want you to have these two lists. Okay, so grab some paper, grab something to write with, and then I want you to start writing. And as I do this presentation, you can also write some things down while we're talking. But I do want you to have some questions and I want you to have some answers. And at the end of this presentation, I want you to have some solutions. So we're going to get started. And so the first question is college for me? And my answer for that is it sure is. And you say, Miss Dee, why do you think it's for me? I'm going to tell you. So, why should you go to college? And that might be on some people's list. Like, why should I go to college? Why should I pony up all this money, go to school? What am I going to get out of it? And I have some answers. First, it increases my career choices. It increases your career choices. The more skills you have, the more jobs you can apply for, the more money you can make. The more education you get, and this is not necessarily a straight out 4-year college, just college in general. It can be vocational, it can be 2-year, it can be 4-year, but the more education you get, the more career choices you have. The more things that are out there, the pools that you start to search in for jobs, they get smaller and smaller the more education that you have. So you want to get in those smaller pools. It increases your earning potential. You just earn more money. You have more education, you earn more money. So going to school will just create more income. You will have the potential to earn more. That's pretty simple. That's not, you just more education, more money. Decreases your chances of living at or below poverty level. For those of us that work with teen moms, we realize that because you're teens with children, you tend to hover at that poverty level, meaning that you're barely making enough to get by, if you're making, a salary at all. And so your chances of living at or below the poverty level will decrease as you make more money. So the more money you make, the less dependence you have on outside sources, and so you actually start to rise above that poverty level, and you break that generational thing of poverty for your children. What does it do next? It increases your child's chances of one day attending college. It is going to be easier for your child to attend college if you've attended college. One, there's a couple reasons for that. One is that you know more about college, so you're more inclined to push them towards college. And another thing is if they see you going to school, they're more inclined to want to go to school. So statistically, sorry about that, your child is less likely to go to school if you don't attend some post-secondary or something after high school. And what else does it do? It decreases your dependence on public assistance. I don't know how many of out there on public assistance, but as a teen mom, you probably heavily depend on some kind of public assistance, whether it's food stamps or daycare vouchers or SNAP or TANF or some sort of dependence that you have on public assistance. The more money you make, the less dependence you have on public assistance, and the less likely chance you have of your child actually then depending on public assistance. So it not only changes your generation, but it also changes the generation of your children. It also changes how that looks for them. All right, the next question. Well, it's not a question, it's excuses that you could use for not attending school. And one, it's too much money. That is not that. College is expensive. It can be quite expensive. if we are not creative in how we attend college. And we think it's too much money because we see it as in tens of thousands of dollars to go to school. But if we break it down semester by semester, it's not quite as much as it seems. If we start out at community colleges, which are much cheaper than 4-year degrees, if we start there, then work our way towards a 4-year degree, then we spend less time in a 4-year institution, so therefore we're spending less money in a 4-year institution. So it's just get creative about how you're going to do school. And so the money doesn't seem so much. I don't have any money. Here's a true fact. Most of us that went to college did not have money. And unless you have a cool $50,000-$60,000 tucked away somewhere, you're probably going to start college with no money. So our goal is to make more money after we finish college, but we got to go to college in order to make more money in order to do that. And so truth is, you don't need a lot of money to go to college because there's money out there. There's funds out there. There are FAFSA, there's federal monies, there are scholarships, there are grants. So start looking for scholarships, looking for ways that you don't have to have money to go to school. There are plenty of grant money. There's plenty of grant money out there depending on your major, but you have to go find it. You have to go look for it. The federal money is there. You have to fill out the application. So you have to go look for money. So you don't necessarily need money to start, but you do have to go look for it. Okay, and you can have some assistance. Your high school advisor, your young lives leaders, mentors will help you. Go to the college itself, the college that you're interested. Go in there, be honest, like, look, I ain't got no money, but I do want to go to school. And you will be surprised what they can do for you. So that's not a good excuse not to have any money. I don't have childcare. Well, there's a lot of schools now that are having childcare centers on their campuses. And if you already don't, try to look for places that have free childcare. Try to look for, apply for, and I know in Maryland, so different states, different things, but there are daycare vouchers that come through the government that will pay full or partial childcare expenses. So look into those. Just don't assume you don't have childcare. Or you can get with other moms, alternate your schedule so that you can take care of each other's children. You can ask a family member to help you. There's a lot of things that you can do to help alleviate childcare. Even some classes allow you to bring your child to class. They have that kind of freedom, but you can ask your professor. But check schools that actually have childcare centers on the campus and see if they give you discounts. So it's not a good excuse to keep saying, I don't have childcare. And trust me, I understand. Childcare is valuable and it's expensive. And it can be hard to come by. But I think that if this becomes important to you, you'll find some way of having childcare so that you can attend your classes. Between classes and work, I think you can find some childcare. So you just have to be creative and go out there and look and see what's out there. Didn't finish high school. Well, doesn't mean that you cannot start college. Some community colleges will allow you to come take maybe non-credit courses, but moving towards a license or some kind of licensure for some kind of career. CNAs, I don't believe that you have to have, but you can check in your area. But there are other non-credit classes that you can take in college, or you can find a community college or a 4-year college that actually has a GED program that will allow you to go get your GED, then move straight into the school to credited courses. Or you can also find adult education organizations that are offering free tutoring for students that don't have their high school diplomas. So that shouldn't be a deterrent because you can actually kind of combine the two. And some high schools even have dual programs where you can be in high school and take college courses at the same time. So when you're done with your GED, you just slide right on into that program and you're already a college student. Okay? Next, my grades weren't good. Everybody doesn't have great grades in high school. Being a teen mother, trying to finish high school, if that's what you had to do, that is hard. And people understand that. And we understand that that can't be your deterrent. That can't be your complete deterrent, because you can actually, once you come out of high school, go into a community college, a 2-year college, because they're not as strict when it comes to the grades that you have. Go to the community college, take 1 or 2 courses, do very well in those courses, get really good grades in those courses, and then what happens is when you go into an associate's program or a 4-year program, what happens is those good grades that you got in that 2-year college will transfer. They won't even look at your high school grades. They're going to be focused on the grades that you have, that you got when you were in the 2-year school. So go to go to a community college, and in some states, I will only speak for Maryland because that's where I am, but there are some classes in our community college that are absolutely free. Go check your community college and find out what are the courses that they have that are free, that may be credited, non-credited. Move towards credited courses, because those are the grades that will transfer. So what you do is you go, you do really well, get those knock those 4.0s out and those 3.8s, and knock those out. And when you transfer, those are the grades that they're going to look at. So those are the grades that are going to get you the scholarship money. Those are the grades that are going to afford you choices in the colleges that you go to. So remember, grades are not an excuse. We're going to move on. You have to work instead. So this is one of those things that you do. Some of you do. I mean, I will not dispute that you have to work, but I won't say that you have to work instead, because our goal is that we're moving towards making more money. And so 4 years are going to go by. If you're hit, 4 years are going to go by. You can be 4 years making minimum wage, or in those 4 years, you can be moving toward a career as opposed to just a job. So don't let the job distract you from actually going and pursuing a college degree. So maybe what you can do is do school part-time, work full-time, or vice versa. Go to school full-time and work part-time. There are jobs on campuses, so there's college work study where you're actually able to get a job. Well, they will find you a job on campus. So you're actually able to work on campus while you're taking your courses. And that way you can make money while you're going to school. And there's always, if you get grants and scholarships, there's always refund money. There's always grants and scholarships that can take away the fact that you may have to work so much, because college is actually going to be paid for. So consider those things. I'm not saying don't work. But what I am saying is work smarter with what you're trying to do, and that the job, they'll be there, but college will also be there. But try to focus on trying to make more money so that you can be more independent. And I'm scared. My motto, and I'm going to put this on a t-shirt, so don't nobody take my idea, but I'm going to get a t-shirt, and on the front it's just going to say, do it scared. There are so many things that we do that we're scared, but we do it anyway. I know that high school probably wasn't your best experience, especially if you were trying to go through high school with a child. It probably just was not the best time for you, grade-wise, social-wise, academically. But I will tell you that when you're trying to get an education and it's stressful like that, it creates this level of fear that you won't succeed, or that it will be a terrible experience. And I'm saying that it might, but at the end, the reward outweighs all the stress and the hard, whatever it was you had to put in to get this degree, it will outweigh it. But my advice that I tell everybody is do it scared. Don't wait to be not scared to do it, because that could take years, or you won't ever not be scared to do it. So I say personally, do it scared and it'll be okay. Promise you. Okay, so some of you may have asked yourselves, well, what should I do? If I'm going to do this thing, I believe Miss Dee said I could do it scared, and she said that there's going to be money there and I'm going to be able to do this, then what should I do? So the first thing I would tell you is assess your current situation truthfully. So we tell ourselves all these excuses and all these things about why we can't go to school, why we can't do this, what's going on, why I don't have childcare, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. So sit down and assess truthfully, like, can I find childcare even though I don't have it? Can I find it? Do I really want to do this scared without really knowing if I'm going to be able to succeed? Am I going to be, do I really want to go to college? Do I really want to take the effort? Do I really want the stress that may come with it? And so assess your current situation truthfully. Am I on the poverty line? Am I heavily dependent on public assistance? What is your current situation truthfully? And if you tell yourself truthfully what your current situation is, then you'll be able to start to overcome each one of those hurdles. You'll be able to tell yourself, okay, I can. Here's the steps. I'm a bullet point person. Some people are like they have to write down paragraphs and paragraphs. I'm a bullet point person. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, D in that order, or not in that order, but these are the things that I need to do. So if that's you, sit down, look at your current situation. What is the first thing I need to do to be able to do this? And write it down. What do I have to do next? Do I have to find grant money? Do I have to find scholarship money? Do I have to go to the college and talk to the college? Do I have to get my transcripts? I have to look at my grades. If I got a 1 point something, you got a 1 point something. But you can do better. You can go and you can start the steps to how do I make this better. So tell yourself the truth and then move on from there. Know that the rewards will outweigh the sacrifices. So I'm going to tell you, I actually got pregnant when I was a freshman in college. And everybody was losing their mind because even myself, because I was, I had a plan. I did have a plan. I had a plan. And one of those plans was not having a baby when I was a freshman in college. But then I had to make some decisions. I had to decide what was the next step. I had to decide, am I going to finish college? Am I not going to go to college? And my mom asked me a question. She's like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going back to school? And I had to decide. And I decided that, yes, I was going back to school as the teen mom. And then I went to school in a different state from where I was living. So I was back and forth. And so it was a huge sacrifice. There were times I had to be away from my daughter because I had to go be in school. And it's a huge sacrifice to try to get your education while you have children. And if you have more than one child, the sacrifices, are expensive, are bigger. And so, but you have to weigh the rewards and the sacrifices, and you will find that the rewards far outweigh the sacrifices. And I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to go back to school, and two, that I finished. I finished, and it wasn't too far off track that I finished, maybe a semester later than I would have graduated. And I'm so glad that I did, and I'm glad that I did because it gave my daughter a chance to see me walk across the stage. I think she's about 3 going on 4. And she remembers that. She remembers The graduation, she remembers yelling "Mommy" as I was coming across the stage. And I, whatever I sacrificed could not outweigh the fact that she saw me walk across that stage. And then I was in turn, I could watch her walk across the stage three times. Three times. When she finished high school, her college graduation, and when she got her master's. And so her watching me that one time gave her the strength and the courage that she needed to walk across the stage three times, and considering going back again. So the rewards outweigh the sacrifices. Seek help where you need it. If you don't know where to start, you just don't know where to start. Remember saying watch your current situation truthfully? If you don't know where to start, you just don't know where to start. Find out where to start. Find out what applications you need to fill out. Find out for grants and scholarships. Is your FAFSA done? Last year, me and my girls, I had this Fafsa Marathon where everybody had to fill out a FAFSA. And the FAFSA, for those of you who don't know, it's the federal application that you get for student loan. It's the federal application for financial aid. And so we did a whole FAFSA marathon where everybody had to fill out their FAFSA, whether they were going to school or not. But at least if they decided 3 months down the road or 4 months that next semester, like, oh, I want to go to school, the FAFSA was already done. And we helped them to fill it out. We didn't assume that everybody knew how to fill it out. And the ones that didn't know how to fill it out, they asked us. So we helped them to fill their FAFSA out. So if you don't know where to start, if you are at ground zero, you have nowhere to start, I promise you that somebody in your circle, one person, your young life leader, your mentor, somebody knows where to get started. So don't not do it because you don't know where to start. Somebody will help you. Push comes to shove, call me. I'll help you. Okay, decide your path and take the first step. That kind of goes with the one before that. Decide what it is you're going to do. Am I going to a 2-year? Am I going to a 4-year? Am I going to a vocational school? What am I going to do? So you have to. It's not a good thing to just start taking classes and just not knowing what am I going to do. Decide what path you're going to be on, and then you take the first step to that path. And so I think it's a good thing to not just jump in and just start, oh yeah, I'm going to college, I'm going to take, no. What am I going to major in? What am I passionate about? What do I see myself doing? And you don't have to have your whole life's plan right now. You may not have any idea what you want to be doing 5 years from now, but what do you want to be doing 6 months from now? What is the first steps I need to take right now? Just concentrate on the first steps, concentrate on what you need to be doing now. And your whole life, most of us have not gotten our whole life plan laid out. I mean, my major is not what I worked in. So I have a major in business, but I actually taught for 15 years. And so you don't have, it changes, but make a decision right now. Choose the path and start taking the first steps. Okay? This next one, I love this. Baby steps or deep dive, either works. So some people are deep dive. I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to worry about the money. I'm not going to worry about the childcare. I'm not going to worry about any of these things because I know it'll work out because I'm going to figure it all out and I'm going to take steps to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm just going to do it. And some people are baby step people. Some people, they're very cautious and they need one little baby step at a time. One little step, moving in the right direction towards your dreams, but one step at a time. I'm here to tell you that neither is wrong and both of them work. Okay? Both of them work. Either of them will work. Both of them will get you what you want. Both of them will get you to college. Both of them will get you in class. Either way. But if you're a deep dive person and you think you're going to take baby steps, you're going to get frustrated. And if you're a baby step person and you deep dive, you're going to be in over your head. Okay, so choose how you're going to move forward and just move forward. Baby steps, deep dive, either of them works. Do this for your children. If you can't figure out a reason to do it for yourself, if none of the reasons that I've said compels you to do this, then I say do it for your children. I say, how will what you are about to do, how will it affect your children? If I make more money, how is this going to affect my children? If I'm able to get my own place, how is this going to affect my children? If I'm able to now afford to buy a car, how is this going to affect my children? If I can start to save for them to go to college, how is this going to affect my children? So if you can't find a reason for yourself, then find something that is going to benefit your children. Hang on to that and then move forward. Okay? If you can't find it for yourself, find it for them. And again, I say, do it scared. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. I am. Do it scared. If you want to use that idea, you can. If that's going to motivate you to move forward and do what you got to do, get you a t-shirt, cross the front that says, I did it scared. I did it scared. Do it scared. It'll still work for you. Alright, what do I get out of this? What do you get out of a college degree, whether it be vocational, 2-year, 4-year? What do you get out of this? I think the first thing that you get, because I told you about when my daughter was watching me walk across the stage and she was cheering and she was loud and she was only 3.5, almost 4 years old. It allowed me to be a superhero to her. And so what do you get out of this? You are a superhero and a great role model for your children. Understand that just like you need college in order to increase your earning potential, you need college in order to do all those things that I said. Your children will need the same thing. None of us, I think, wants our children to be in poverty. None of us wants our children to have to go through the things that we went through. None of us wants our children to be able to have to be dependent on public assistance or on someone always handing us something. We want our children to be strong and independent. They need to see a strong, independent mommy and daddy. Someone that is strong and independent. What do I get out of this? A college degree, duh. That's a college degree. That's what you get out of it. A college degree. What I think it hit me a couple years after I got my college degree that no one, look, people can take your house, people can take your cars, people can take your jobs, people can take your money, people can take a lot of things, but people cannot take your college degree. There is no expiration on a college degree. If I get it today, I have it tomorrow, I have it 5 years from now, I have it 10 years from now, I have it 100 years from now. It is mine. And for some of you, you may be the first in your family to get one. In 2021, you would think that would not be a possibility, but it is a very real possibility that some of you may be the first ones in your family to actually go to college. How awesome is that? How awesome is it for you to lead the way for your little brothers and sisters or your little cousins or your mom and dad even to one day decide that they did it, I can do it. I mean, how awesome is that? What else do you get? A sense of accomplishment. It's earned and not given. Trust me, when you finish whatever whether it's 2 years or 4 years, okay, when you're finished, you will know that you have earned it and no one's given it to you, which is why they can't take it back, because you earned it. It is a sense of accomplishment. You've accomplished something. You have conquered mountains. You have taken down giants. You have done that thing that scared you to death. You have stepped and moved forward, and you have accomplished something that, again, some people in your family may have not accomplished. And it's this sense of accomplishment, like, yep, I did that thing. I did it. It was me. I did it. And so you can't get that from everything, but you can get it from a college degree. A new level of independence for you and your children. There is nothing like, everybody's like, you get grown and you just don't want to pay bills anymore. But let me tell you something. There is nothing like being able to pay your own bills. There's nothing like being able to walk into your first apartment or walk into your first home. Being able to own your own car. Take your children to Disney World. Take your children on a vacation out of the country. Take your children places. Send your children to private school if that's what you want. There's nothing like being independent. There's nothing that gives you that same kind of high as that you've accomplished something and you made it happen. And it was you that made it happen. I need to not run over my time. I need to track my time. Okay. I'm running out of a little bit of time. Okay, so resources to start your journey. So we've given up the excuses. We now understand why we should be going to college. We understand now the benefits and rewards of having a college degree. And for those that, and then being able to ask for help when you need it. And so here are some resources to start your journey. Just for those that don't know, there's some resources that you can start your journey. First of all, your free financial aid application. So most of us, unless you got some bills stacked somewhere, unless you got $50,000, $60,000 stacked somewhere, you're gonna need some money. You're gonna need some help. And so for FAFSA, the application is free. So if you, it's www.fafsa.gov. Do not do .com. .com is some organization where you got to pay for it. But if you do .gov, it is a free financial aid application. That is what people call the FAFSA and the Pell Grant, which is the money that, and honestly, with you guys being single parents and not having a lot of your own income, you do pretty good when it comes to financial aid. You usually end up getting the full package. Okay, you usually end up getting the full Pell Grant, which pays for a good chunk of your college fees. And here in Maryland, and so check in your state, but here in Maryland, when you fill out the FAFSA before, I think it's March 1st, when you fill out and send in your, I think you can start in January, so between January and March, when you fill out your FAFSA and you send your FAFSA and you submit it, you can't be just sitting there, but you submit it, after you submit it, not long after that, you will receive a letter from the state, and this is in Maryland. Everybody needs to check your own state, but in Maryland, the state of Maryland, because you filled out the FAFSA, will give you money. Okay? How do I know? My daughter got it every year that she was in school. And so but if you got to do it before the deadline. So make sure you find out what your local deadlines are. And not only that, the Senate of Maryland sent a letter saying, here's some money. So she had to choose. You have to choose between the two, but the state's usually higher. But free money. In Maryland, we have, so in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, in the DMV region, we have an organization called Generation Hope. And this is not in the this is not in my presentation because I forgot to add it in here, but in the DMV, we have an organization called Generation Hope. And Generation Hope is an organization that gives scholarship money to teen parents. It's exclusively for teen parents, moms and dads, teen parents. Find out if you have something like that in your area. Find out if you have an organization in your area that is giving out free money. Find free money, y'all. Free money. Okay? See if you have an organization like that is giving you free money. Okay, and so other scholarships, grants. If you STEM is really big now. So if you're somebody that's in STEM and engineering, science, mathematics, they have money out the wazoo. I think I can say that. For students that are majoring in those areas, nursing, teaching. Find the money. The money is there. That's not an excuse. Go find the money. Go to your local community college. Everyone pretty much has a community college that's somewhere around. Go talk to someone in admissions, and then once you apply, you have a guidance counselor. Go to the guidance counselor. Go to the financial aid office at your community college. Go to the financial aid office and look. Go in there and say, look, I need to go to school. I'm a teen parent. I don't have no money, but I need to go to school. How you going to help me? And I guarantee you that they will find some money somewhere if you're sincere. And if you actually go to school and if you actually put forth effort, they're going to find you money. Okay? So it's out there. You just have to go look for it. It's not coming to you, but it will come to you if you go searching for it. So go to the local community college. Go to financial aid. Cry if you have to. Cry if you have to. Shed a few tears. It's okay. Get you some money. It'll be fine. Shed a few tears. Okay? And have some cute baby pictures too. So see, I gotta feed these kitties right here. So you could, yeah, do that. Okay, look for grants that are academic or major based. Meaning, find grants that are out there. So before I said, if you didn't get good grades in high school, go to community college, do about 2-3 semesters in there, blow it out the park, get you some 3.8, some 4.0, some 3.5, and what happens is those grades will get you academic money. People actually pay you to go to school to get good grades. Okay? They will give you money, and all you gotta do is go to school and keep good grades. There's academic based scholarships everywhere. Everybody wants you guys to do well, and so they're willing to pay for it. So go find an academic scholarship or a major based, which means, and that just means there are applications, there are scholarships out there, not applications, there are scholarships out there that are major specific. Like there will be, if you're a nursing student, there's a grant, there may be a specific grant for those first year nursing students. Okay, that's money specifically. Like I said, STEM is a big one. If anything, math, tech, there are scholarships out there. You're proficient in music, there are music scholarships. So go look for grants and scholarships, which is, again I say, free money. Okay, so don't say, oh, it's expensive and I can't go, when there's free money. Go find it. If you don't know where to start, get someone to help you. Your high school guidance counselor could help you. Your Young Lives mentor can help you. Your Young Lives leaders, they can help you. Go to the college themselves and look. I'm trying to tell you, questions, maybe a few tears here now and then, will get you what you need. Okay, so go find out what you need to find out based on academics. Blow the grades. Money, grades, money, grades, money, grades, money. Okay, talk to your Young Lives leaders. They are a wealth of information. Young Lives have leaders that come from every walk of life. They can find, if they don't have answers, they will find you answers. They will find you answers, guaranteed. They will send you somewhere to someone that will find you answers. And if you're serious, they'll find you resources. I'm always looking for resources for my girls from everywhere. Always looking for resources. That's how I found Generation Hope. Found some ways for them to get free childcare. Found some other resources for them to be able to get money. So talk to your Young Lives leaders. Let them know I'm really interested in going to college, but I just don't know how to get started. And I promise you, they will help you. All else fails, you can email me. because I have some leaders that will be on it, will help you. My email is in that first slide, so if you get, I think you'll be able to get a copy of this whole slide presentation. And my email is on the first one, and I think someone will be able to put it in the chat for you. So if all else fails, you don't know who your leader is, you don't know why you're here, you know what happened, call me, email me, okay? All right, and look for colleges. So this is something that we're using now in Prince George's County, because we found out about it, and so now I'm talking to everybody about it, because I didn't have it when I was going to college. And that is to look for colleges that allow your children to stay on campus with you. I have a list of colleges. This thing right here, if I was able to bring my daughter with me where I went to school, that would have been, I would have been less stressful, I think. I mean, I would have definitely worked harder, because I would have been raising a kid while I was going to school. But it would have been so much stress that was off of me and off of my family and off of all of us if I could have been able to take my daughter to school. And so one of our girls came to me, and she had talked to another girl who told her about a college, Wilson College, which is in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and she was able to bring her son to live on campus with her. Not only that, the school provided housing that she can live in year round. She can stay over the summers as long as she takes a couple classes in the summertime. She can stay over the summer. Not only that, they dropped room and board, so all the single parent scholars there only are paying tuition. They're not paying room and board. Plus, their children get to eat free on campus. The parents pay for a food package, but the children get to eat free, and they provide free childcare too. So you get housing, you get childcare, you get money, and you get an education. And for 4 years, you can stay on campus with your child, with housing, with a food plan. So for all those excuses that were up there, and some of the ones that you can develop for yourself, you have no more excuses, because there are colleges out there that allow you to bring your child to live on campus. And so I've listed some here, and because we're not all in the same area, I tried to get colleges kind of all over, and I looked at these colleges, and I only kind of pulled up the ones that were offering room and board plus childcare. So they have room and board where you can actually take your child to the campus with you and live on campus, and be able to provide you with childcare. So I don't know what anybody says, but these colleges right here take away all your excuses. And so I tried, like I said, because we're across, I tried to do some different ones. So Wilson College in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, that's the one that I'm familiar with. And I put all the links to the schools on here. These are live links, so if you get a digital version of this, then all those links are live. You just click on the link, it takes you to the website. So Wilson College in Chambersburg, one I'm familiar with that currently we have 3, potentially 4 girls at Wilson, and they're loving it. They're doing well. Their kids have childcare. They have rooms that they can live in. They have little suites with their children where they have their own bathrooms, and they share a common area, but they have the space with just their children. Their children has their own room. So this takes away all the excuses. Endicott College in Beverly, PA, in Pennsylvania. There's this right here, Misericordia University, and that's in Dallas, Texas. So if any of you in the Texas area, there's a school there that has room and board and childcare for you and your children. Mills College in Oakland, California. There's Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts. College of St. Mary's in Omaha, Nebraska. There is Berea College in Berea, Kentucky. There's Baldwin Wallace University in Berea, Ohio, and there's the University of Iowa. And so this is just a list of schools that you can actually live on campus with your children. There's another whole list of schools that actually have childcare on the campuses. They actually have parents, single parent scholarships. Most of these schools right here offer scholarships to their single parents. So you can not only get the room and board and the child care, you also could qualify for a scholarship. So get those grades up, keep those grades up, and be able to apply to these schools. And then I'm going to conclude with the first question that I asked, and that is college for you? And yes, ma'am, it is. I don't know if there's any fathers up here, but yes, sir, it's for you too, because those single parent programs take fathers too. So if there's, and some of them take family, one or two of them take families, but overall, most of them take single parents. So college is for you. You have to decide that I want this more than I want the things that I'm hanging on to right now. I want my child to have a future to be proud of more than I'm hanging on to what I'm hanging on to right now. Because understand, time goes by, and putting it off just means that 4 years from now, where you could be walking across the stage, you're just going to be walking into the same job. 4 years from now, because it's gonna go by. 4 years from now, your child is going to be 4 years older. They're gonna have more needs, and they're gonna have more demands about their time and things that they're doing. So your children are getting older. You want them to be proud of you. Not saying that they're not proud of you, but you want them to see you accomplish something that maybe you're the first one in the family to have accomplished, or just to accomplish something because you set your mind to it, you did it scared, and you decided that you were going to do it. Go to your Young Lives mentors and get some information. I myself am always available. A lot of your leaders know me. And so if you need to reach out to me, like I said, my email is on the first slide and will probably be in the chat. It has been lovely talking to you, and I will see you guys on the other side. So hopefully, invite me to your graduations too, by the way. I'm excited. So you can invite me to your graduations, okay? I'm going to have a poster saying, I told you so. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later.